Really think of it as an AI analyst that never sleeps, that has your best interest in mind. We really like to think we are an AI data company that turns the world's news and events into structured real-time intelligence. And what does that mean? So it's a lot more than just keyword matching and getting the raw article. We are actually delivering actionable insights from that information. But we take it a step further.
I'm Ryan Heath, and welcome to the AI Leadership Lab, where I interview C-suite leaders about their AI journeys. We cover what's working, where they're getting stuck, how they pivot, and the lessons they take from the losses. Hi everyone, welcome back to AI Leadership Lab. In this episode, we're joined by Jeff Lurie, who is Chief Business Officer of Perigon, who are working to really change the game for media and trend and issue monitoring. So welcome to the podcast, Jeff.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Likewise, I'm very glad to be here with you. So maybe, can you put in your own words, what is the problem you're trying to solve here with Perigon?
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, we're much more than just a monitoring and tracking company. I think these days that's just table stakes. We really like to think we are an AI data company that turns the world's news and events into structured real-time intelligence. And what does that mean? So it's a lot more than just keyword matching and getting the raw article. We are actually delivering actionable insights from that information.
Yeah, no, I love that. So when I worked at Politico and at Axios as a reporter, one of the things we always aimed at was sort of having that intelligence in our reporting that people could actually make a decision on or do something with once they got it in their hands. And I've also sat on the other side and been head of communications before at tech companies. And it used to do my head in sort of tools like Cision, where one, I would pay something like 40 grand a year to access it, and it was pretty inflexible. And then it wouldn't really give me the specific results that I wanted. And then if you try at the other end and you were like, okay, I don't want to pay, I'll just do Google Alerts. Then you get one thing wrong in the search that you set, and then you just get a bunch of irrelevant things as well. Absolutely. So it kind of would drive me mad. Is that the sort of business opportunity you guys are trying to fix?
You nailed it. When we analyze the spectrum, again, you can get really in-depth reporting, almost exhaustive and confusing, and it's going to take more energy and effort to dissect it, which is just a waste of time. Or like you mentioned, it's very basic, monitoring. Here's the keyword or the content. Now go do something with it. And usually when you are looking to make decisions from published data, you need something actionable, right? So you're spending more time trying to piece that together. So we think we're right in the middle and have solved it.
And one of the things I was thinking about, sort of as I got to know Perigon and test it out before this chat, is I was sort of realizing people have been complaining about information overload for centuries. We think it's a new thing because we've got it on our phones and our laptops, and we're bombarded with billboards everywhere we go as well. And actually people have been complaining about it since the printing press pretty much was invented. So it's knowing all of that this is a centuries old problem that you're trying to deal with. Was there a particular design flaw in these other tools that you kind of spotted and were okay, this is why we have to have a business, this is why we have to fix it?
Yeah, and like you said, that problem, if we want to call it a problem, has been around forever. There's more information produced than one can track, right? And so we really wanted to create a product built on Gen AI that really helps you organize that information with hyper specificity, right? So it's one thing to just track and monitor and again get informed, but it should matter to you. And so if you want to use that buzzy term of cutting through the noise, sure, we do that, but we take it a step further with the information that you're actually receiving at the cadence that you want to receive it.
And the thing when I was testing the product that really struck me was the use of the natural language prompts, which most people listening are going to be familiar with that now because they've used ChatGPT or Claude or something like that. But I liked it because, you could really explain your problem instead of trying to guess at what the Perigon system was. Like the solution was able to come from you rather than me having to understand everything about Perigon. Is that how you see the use of the prompts as well, or is there some other set of advantages that really made it attractive for you to build it that way?
Yeah, that's pretty spot on. And I always advise a prospect or a current customer to just converse, right? And I think we're almost thankful that there is familiarity with the tools of a Chat GPT or a Claude, because you are trained to have a conversation, and that's exactly
Yeah,
what we want you to do. And I think the beauty of our agent is the criteria and the refinement of your prompt, because it understands context in such detail that
yeah,
you can have that conversation without worrying, are you going to misinterpret what I'm saying, or do I need to be more broad as a catch-all?
yeah.
So you nailed it.
Yeah. Well, one thing I also liked about it was that you kind of are building it as a research assistant and not as some kind of oracle.
Right.
So, like when I would put a prompt in, then there'd be a follow-up question. It was like, well, did you want to do it one of these three ways, or is there another way that you want to do it? And so it struck me as it's like not just having a human in the loop. It's like you've designed it so that the human stays in charge the whole way. I'm guessing that was intentional,
It
but you
was
tell me.
intentional.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
you spot on again. Really think of it as an AI analyst that never sleeps, that has your best interest in mind, right? So those follow-up questions are designed to ensure the refinement of your prompt and the information
yeah,
that you're seeking. So it is that assistant that is making sure that, again, is this what you're truly looking for? What cadence do you want it at? Is there any other refinement or parameters that you want to give me? Because the idea is it's always on, right? So you can
yeah,
set it and forget it and get this information delivered where you work, or you can always edit and fine tune throughout your monitoring plan, which are these signals.
yeah. And I mean, maybe one of the downsides of everyone being familiar with ChatGPT now is like possibly they think they can just use ChatGPT to get the
Sure.
result you're giving them. So like what's your sales pitch to people who think, "Oh, I don't need to pay at all for these monitoring tools now. I just put a prompt into ChatGPT and it'll fix it."
And again, a chat GPT is incredible for more on-demand search, right? This is top of mind, give me an answer. This is proactive monitoring, right? So this is a solution
Yeah.
that has incredible memory with that specificity of what you're looking for, right? And we are designed, to process information from hundreds of thousands of global sources with the monitoring plan in mind, right? So entities, themes, topics, information that is important to you with that refinement of the content type that you want to get this information from, right?
Yeah.
The language, the source group that matters to you in a data schema. So again, a tool like a ChatGPT is incredible for, give me that on-demand type of search functionality.
Yeah.
This is taking that a couple steps further in design of proactive solutions for published data that you're interested in.
Yeah. And then what does that look like for your users? So you're fine tuning these other models so that people get these refined results. Like how is it presented to them when they have like set up their sort of search that's constantly running in the background?
Yeah, and again, I think it goes back to the solutions that have been around for a while. It was, here's the article, here's the keyword, maybe in a short kind of digest format, and that's enjoyable for a lot of customers of ours. But we wanted to take that data level and analysis, a little bit further upstream from what you can actually digest and customize. So it does come in almost a table data schema,
Yeah.
is one format where you can manipulate the different data fields from the information that you are looking to track and digest. We also have the ability to receive it in that custom briefing or newsletter form, again, at the cadence that is meaningful to you, right? So whether this is real-time alerts, again,
Yeah.
because of what we're able to track, with incredible, latency, or is it on the cadence of, give me this once a week for a leadership briefing, or at the end of every quarter, I'm doing a roundup. So it really is up to you.
And then, like, when you think about who your, maybe not your ideal user, but who the the user base is for Perigon. Like, what sort of decision makers are they? Who do you want to sort of turn up and buy the product?
Oh, we just had a meeting on this the other day. It's what keeps me up at night. We are so multi-persona, right? Say you as a head of communications, would use this for competitive intelligence, brand tracking, monitoring. Yeah. We have financial institutions that use Perigon for earnings reports and staying on top of key opinion leaders, law firms, for lead generation, tracking this for litigation suits that their team can reach out to if they're selling a service. And that might seem like a problem of anyone can use it. It is if you're looking to make decisions off of published data and actually receive actionable insights, we are for you. But we do still live in the land of the marketer, the individual that relies on keeping a pulse on what is happening, whether it's in their vertical or ones that matter to them, would use Perigon.
Yeah. And then obviously you originated in the US, and I know that works well. I've tested the product. But is the idea that if you're a global company, you've got global sourcing and you can use it for all your geographies, or is that a thing that will come later?
Absolutely. We are global. Our pipeline is global from the domains that we are processing, as well as the languages that we are able to ingest and automatically translate.
Yeah. And then kind of like, I don't know, not personal, but like getting into your sort of business and tech story here. What do you want to show by building Perigon? Like what's next for you and what's next for the company?
Yeah, it's a great question. For us, we do think data is so imperative to decision making. That is how we operate and run the company. We want to see some sort of data significance to make a decision, and we do think that is going to be at the heart of the way technology is moving. And even further, it's we believe that you're no longer going to log into all these different interfaces to receive information. So we think we're at the forefront of delivering this data to where you are and where you work. And again, whether that's via a custom endpoint into an internal dashboard, or if you are constantly in Slack or Google Sheets or CRMs like a HubSpot or Salesforce, you should be able to get your signals delivered there without having to log into another tool. So that type of agentic work and connection is important for us, and we're going to continue to build on that.
And then, on that point, like one of the big themes I think about the Gen AI era is it just means constant change, and not in a negative way. It's just like change is now a continuous thing instead of like one product update a year, or we do the change management program at our organization in the big reorg. Like now everything just keeps sort of changing organically and evolving. So one, I wonder if you agree with that, and then two, what do you think it means for Perigon? Like, what will the intelligence brief look like in 3 or 5 years? Is it going to be like massively advanced from where we are today because the technology is advancing so quickly?
I do agree with you. I think we probably missed a model update as we were speaking and a push. In terms of again structured intelligence and really what that means, our roadmap is very much going to cater to the user's interests, right? And prompts that we believe that they would want actionable insights on, and that's how incredible I think Gen AI is moving in that direction of learning and adapting and showcasing again a thought before you might even have it. And in our briefings, you will see that. Would you be interested in this type of intelligence because you have searched this, or you have interacted with these articles or keywords. So suggesting signals in your monitoring plan is the direction that we're moving.
Oh, that's such a light bulb for me. Like, obviously we get that with sort of Amazon or when we shop online now, but transferring that idea of anticipating your consumer behavior to an intelligence field. Oh, that's really interesting. I like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that's a good note to end on. Jeff Lurie, thank you for joining AI Leadership Lab.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening. 2 things before you go. First, if you'd like to appear on the show or know someone I should have on, you can find me through ryanheathconsulting.com. Finally, please tell a friend or colleague about AI Leadership Lab. Even better, leave a short 5-star rating or review on whatever platform you found this podcast. It'll help us reach more of the people who'd enjoy these tips and tricks. Thanks, and talk soon.